what's up? It's me, Weston.
I'm Marcelo.
And welcome to the last episode of our E3 2016
Like I said at the beginning of the sub-arc, this is our last episode. Hopefully you guys have liked what we've gone over throughout this sub-arc. And like I said at the beginning of the sub-arc in episode 1, I feel that Sony won out the entire E3 convention, because reveal after reveal, it was surprising, it was unexpected, and it was some of those things we've been waiting for. And speaking of 4, kind of, because we're not too sure, kind of weird, I'm retarded. They opened their show with a new God of War.
Yes, and it's just called God of War.
It's not called God of War 4, because that's what people were thinking it was going, that if there was a new God of War, it'd be a 4th installment.
Yeah.
This looks to be something of a reboot, kind of.
It's not a reboot, but it's not a sequel. It's more of a continuation. Because there are a lot.
One or the other. So which one is it?
I think it's not. It's definitely not a reboot. So I think it is a sequel, but they had for some reason they did not call it God of War 4.
If you go with a title that's similar, you can't really do that. So it made people confused. It'd have to be a reboot.
It's not a reboot. Just
no.
From how it looks, I don't think it's a reboot. Because again, Kratos looks the same. Okay, so let's just start from. He has a beard now.
No, not even just that. If you really look at his markings, they're a little different from in placement and just in structure of. It looks different. Let's analyze this.
Yeah,
I'm confused.
So the reason why I think this is definitely a sequel is because from how it looks. Okay, so we start the trailer off with like a kid walking in and all that stuff, and then we see Kratos, and Kratos kind of has like the same markings, but he has a beard. This clearly takes place long after God of War 3 happened. And so we're kind of in a different environment. We're not in Greece anymore, obviously. It appears we're much more into Europe, especially in the Norwegian area and the Viking area, because instead of Greek mythology, what I found interesting is now instead of Kratos fighting Greek mythical creatures, he's fighting creatures from Norse mythology this time around. He has a new family, he has a son now, and so he's teaching his son how to hunt, and from what we've seen from his son seems to have, like, powers as well. And another thing to take note is, Kratos does not have his iconic weapons with him this time around.
Yeah.
Again, because at the end of the third game, it's supposed that he killed himself, but in the end, you don't see his body, you just see like a blood trail leading off. So what I think happened is that after he killed all the Greek gods and all that, he left and then started a new life, kind of just away from all that, in a new land. Okay. Which is why we see him in this place. And he even has like a new family, he's clearly moved on from the horrible things that happened to him in the past 3 games, and he has a new family.
I mean, that just begs the question, why the hell wouldn't they put 4 at the end? If this is truly a sequel, how could they not put 4?
Well, that's kind of something that we're going to have to kind of talk more of. Like, well, even the logo's kind of different. Instead of, like, the Greek symbol Omega, or that Greek symbol means... The Greek symbol that's shown there, that's Kratos. That's what that Greek symbol is called, and that means power in Greek. So it's the Greek symbol of power. Anyway, that's changed, and it has more of like the Norse mythological kind of markings and etchings and all that. And when you first see enemies and stuff, the kid says, "Oh, those draugrs are." Oh, there's draugrs. And Draugrs are pretty much the North mythological versions of, well, zombies. So it's kind of like a Norse zombie, in essence. And then we even see like a troll and stuff. And that's where like the gameplay changes, for me at least, because the gameplay seems a little bit more slower paced compared to other God of Wars that we've seen.
It definitely looks more of a modern third-person game, because if you look at third-person games from back in the day, and we're talking like mid to like early 2000s, so not too like back in the day, but like the first God of War, it was much more of almost a platforming kind of sense with the camera perspective and with how you explore. It was very much more of like a platformer-esque kind of a dealio. This one though is more akin of let's just take random stuff into consideration, like Last of Us, in terms of camera angle and how like it's always on like the left side of you, and you're on the left side of the screen. So the camera's on the right side of you, you know what I mean? It's much more of a modern looking God of War game. That's just kind of how they're.
And then even like Kratos' weapons have changed. Instead of like, you know, his classic Chaos Blades, where he has like the two of them, and he swings them around like a chain, he has an axe now. And that seems like the axe has like some magical abilities and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It still has like kind of magical properties like his Chaos Blades, but it's very, very different from how he is. And apparently he has like a new form called Spartan Rage and all that stuff. And the game is not, it didn't really look as gory as the other God of War games. When he's like beating up the troll and stuff, he breaks off like the troll's horns and all that stuff, but you don't really see that much blood.
Maybe not just yet. Maybe they're gonna wait to show off the more extra gory stuff. Possibly.
Yeah, no, with Ascension, with God of War Ascension, they showed off that stuff. Like, they like tore out this giant elephant man and just like ripped apart his skull, and then his brain came out. That stuff. But with this thing, he just like kind of just like chops him in the head, and that's it. We don't really see too much after that. So maybe it's kind of more of a toned down version from that experience, again, because Kratos is a little bit more worn down. Older, so maybe it's not gonna be as
just fights differently. Yeah, maybe it's just like some more of like a rage thing, more of an experienced way of fighting and taking down.
Yeah, because he doesn't really seem like angry in this one. Because again, maybe
he has levels and then it comes back down. That's something that I've heard other people who analyze the trailer talk about.
Yeah, like he has a lot more control over his anger this time. Like in the previous games, he was only in one mode, and he's like, "Oh my God, you God, Poseidon,
you God there,
God, I will rip out your skull and your heart, and I will take a poop in them." And this one, he's just like, "You little." He has a lot more anger management in this one. He seems a little bit more aged and a lot more patient this time around. Like he's kind of let go of that anger.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking he doesn't really need to do all this extra gory shit anymore, because he's kind of more toned down this time around. Again, he kind of he's a lot older, and he's kind of just let stuff go.
Especially because his son is now something of like his apprentice, so he's trying to show him how to fight. And he even shows him the basics of what animal was it? Was it like something of
it was an elk, probably.
They want to go and hunt him essentially, and when they have to strike that blow of where to hit the point to kill him, the kid couldn't do it. And he shows them, and he takes them by the hand, and then they do it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, so he is more, I guess you could say, good-hearted or good-willed, and he doesn't want to bring harm in the way that Kratos is known for, you know? So, it's about showing him the ropes of what he's learned in a way of simplifying it, in a way of with him and all of that, with the animal, with the elk, and I don't know, it's interesting. It's really
very interesting. And then plus, like during like the troll fight and all that stuff, where we actually get to see more of the combat, but I think the kid does help him with his bow and arrow, and we can see that the kid also has some of that magic powers and stuff.
Plus, they mentioned the kid's mom as well.
Yeah, we don't get to see the mom, so I'm thinking the mom is some sort of god in some way. That Kratos ends up, shacking up with and all that stuff.
Could be, I don't know.
It could be, because then the kid also has kind of like these deified powers as well.
Well, because what if she is, what if she's like gone? Because they do talk about it almost in the past tense of your mother left you like this blade, I think it was, or something. Show me what you know, what you've learned. I don't know if he learned from his mother, the kid, but Kratos is like, show me what you've learned. If you've really learned all this much, then show me. And that's when they go out to explore and all that. So, but the mother kind of comes up, and then they don't really talk about it that much anymore. So like,
yeah.
What knows what happened to her? Will we even see her, or will they mention her anymore? Don't really know.
And then since they're doing more Greek, more Norse mythology this time around, what I'm expecting is, ooh, you get to finally fight Thor and all that stuff, and then maybe you get to beat him up with his own hammer. That would be freaking awesome. And you just get Mjolnir.
Yeah.
You're like, yes, I have Mjolnir, because that's what you kind of do with Hercules. Like, Hercules shows up, you kick his ass.
I was watching like I said before, I was watching the Sony live stream with my friend G-Man Robson. We were Skyping during the stream, and he made a joke like that because when Kratos throws the axe at one of the little enemies, he retracts it back and grabs it back, almost in a similar way.
Oh, yeah, he does.
He made that joke, so it was pretty funny.
So that would be actually really funny if Kratos gets to fight Thor and then just beats him up with his own hammer and shit. That would be awesome. And then we also get to see Loki and all that stuff. And then hopefully he's not anything like Hermes, because that battle. So hopefully we get to see more of like Norse mythology and all that stuff. We get to see more of those creatures and all that. Hopefully that will lead to some really interesting boss encounters. Yeah. Because God of War is pretty much, especially God of War 3, is known for how epic their boss fights can be. So I'm hoping that those boss fights kind of have that similar kind of epicness to them.
Oh.
So hopefully,
because this is certainly a different approach. For it to be a lot more calmer and a lot more like, there's still some epic moments, but they're more, I wouldn't say downplayed, but it is more, what would be a good word to describe it?
It's more relaxed.
Yeah, even with the heart-pumping moments, it goes by pretty quickly, and it's not like too over the top and too much to take in at one time, you know? So, it's pretty simple.
It could be that he's also, like, when they were fighting the troll and all that, Kratos was kind of holding back on finishing the troll. He wanted the sun to kill him.
Yeah.
And then the sun's like, I don't know, he was, like, trying to talk to me and all that
stuff.
he
tried to do the bow and it hit him.
Yeah, it hit him, and he was just like...
That's what I'll do with him. To see that he's kind of inexperienced, the kid.
Yeah.
He just rips that shit out like it's nothing. That's just badass.
Again, Kratos is taken worse. I mean, he stabbed himself with the chest with a giant 3-foot wide sword, and that didn't kill him.
That's funny.
I don't think an arrow to the shoulder is not gonna do anything to him.
It's hilarious.
It's like, oh no, I've been shot.
Damn it, not there, not me, I'm not the target, it's him. It's an inconvenience for him.
Yeah.
If we got shot, we'd be like, fuck! Oh! But like, he's like, dude, really? That's not...
Oh, come on.
You couldn't be further from the target.
Aim for his head. So you thought, oh hey, the troll's talking to me, so shoot your dad instead. Yeah, that's real nice.
But expectations.
Expectations, again, from what I'm saying, I am hoping that the boss fights are pretty memorable in this game. And I hope the gameplay, though it's toned down, it's still fun, and it still reminds me of God of War.
Yeah.
So, again, I hope there's some grand spectacle in this game. But from what they showed off, I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't the case. Like, maybe like those grand spectacle moments only come every once in a while. But I hope the game is still fun and it's enjoyable and all that stuff.
With that being said, one of my expectations to bounce off you is the pacing of the game. Is hopefully if they're going to have some more down moments, and then have the occasional like, shit, stuff's going down, epic moment, engage, like, you know, pace it out well, so that way it doesn't feel like down moment, fast moment, down moment, we're going to come down, fast moment. It's not like it doesn't come that quick. But if that's how you're going to go for it, then pace it out.
Yeah, but from what we've seen, Santa Monica knows how to do pacing pretty well. So
just something to to restate and to just have there. So but yeah, hopefully it's fun. Hopefully it's it is epic still. It is still God of War after all. So
yeah.
We really I didn't need to play the first game. I remember we tried playing it quite a while back, a few years back. We were gonna do it for I think Weston play. Actually, that was something we talked about a long time ago. And we have the collection still of 1 and 2 on the PS3. So we definitely need to start playing those again. And get ready for this one, I guess. So did they even? I don't think they announced when it's coming out. So most likely sometime 2017.
Yeah, probably.
For sure. So that being said, verdicts.
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5? Okay.
Yeah.
For the reasons we already said, so 4 out of 5 for both. Shit, that's pretty anticlimactic, but that's it. Thank you guys for watching our E3 2016 sub-arc. This is the 4th time we got to talk about E3. The first time was when we started the show for Arc 1. Then when we started doing sub-arcs, we didn't want to leave E3 out the following year, so we had E3 2014, we had last year's, now this year's. And you can bet your ass that we're going to do it next year as well. So,
oh yeah.
With that being said, tune in very soon for maybe an info video. I'm still unsure if we're going to do one for Arc 6 and when that's going to start, because I'm not sure just yet. We gotta, again, it's about scheduling, it's about figuring out what games we want to review. Like we had stated before, you can send requests for what, again, Arc 6 is indie games, so you can send requests. We're not going to just do Steam games. We'll pull from Steam, the Nintendo eShop, the PS Store, and Xbox Live, whatever they have.
Microsoft Store.
Microsoft Store, there we go. So we're pulling from those, but independent games from indie developers. That's what we're doing for Arc 6. So you can give us suggestions for games, but even if you don't, Chase has given us a long-ass list of primarily Steam games.
Now we're going to have to narrow down. That's going to be fun.
So, yeah, Arc 6. It's looking up to be a really good one. So we'll see you guys then. And until then, I'm Marcelo.
I'm Weston.
And we'll see you guys next time. Take care. Jesus.
PlayStation